Welcome back, everyone, and if you're new here, welcome. I'm DarkHour717, and this is the weekly news review for Star Citizen for the week ending of 7 May 2022. Before we get started, though, please do me a favor and hit that like and subscribe button if you like these updates. As we strive for that 5,000 subscriber mark, we only need to get a fraction of the 86% of the viewers that aren't subscribed to hit that button, and we'll hit it in no time. And for all of you that have subscribed, I personally thank you and appreciate the support. Stick around till the end of the video to see how you can get entered into the giveaway for a Misk Expanse with LTI and the Stardust paint. We are now past the launch of patch 317, and of course, now we are close to the launch of patch 317.1. As we are aware, this is expected to be coming with the Fleet Week Invictus event, which last week we found out is scheduled for May 20th through the 31st. And an exciting part is we will see this held in Orison, which of course is an absolute gorgeous location. Though it could be an issue if they don't fix the bug that we are seeing in the PU where the hangar assignment is not showing up on the HUD after being given clearance to land. If they fix this one thing, I think Orison is going to be an amazing choice as we'll finally see the latest addition in regard to expo halls implemented, and if going by design of the past, it's going to be a gorgeous, unique appeal to it. With Invictus, we know we will likely see a free fly event along with the ability for those already in the verse to fly every vehicle shown free of charge. Invictus itself focuses on the military side of ship manufacturing and the offerings that are out there for a more offensive or defensive playstyle versus the industrial gameplay. At this year's show, we'll have days dedicated to all manufacturers except the alien ship manufacturers. As most are aware, alien ships receive a spotlight during Alien Week, which closely follows Invictus. As always, we will see Drake Interplanetary interject into the show with the last couple of days before the finale. Rumors are swirling all around in regards to this year's Fleet Week. As of now, it appears we're going to be seeing flybys at the stations of the Bengal again, as well as tours of the Javelin that started last year. Word is out that we can expect at least one, if not two, straight-to-flyables possible this year, but it may also be one straight-to-flyable along with a new concept. There's no real confirmation yet at this time on this. Also, it is expected that we'll see the premiere of the RSI Scorpius at this year's event as well. This is a long-awaited RSI heavy fighter that resembles some characteristics of an X-Wing and a very popular addition into the verse. For all of you that are trying to fulfill your wish list as far as ships go, you can expect the usual waves of whole limited sales as well as availability to pledge all the ships on display. Plus, the ability to fly them before you pledge is a great bonus so you can feel confident in your pledging decisions. The schedule so far is going to be May 20th and 21st is Anvil Aerospace, May 22nd and 23rd is Aegis Dynamics, May 24th and 25th, RSI, Origin, Consolidated Outland, and Argo, May 26th and 27th, Crusader Industries, Tumbril, and Misk, May 28th and 29th, it's Drake as they invade the Fleet Week with their Defense Con, and May 30th and 31st is going to be the finale, usually spotlighted with fireworks at the stations in orbit as the Bengal and Javelin make their final rounds. One rumor we have been hearing, and I've seen some confirmation on, is the upcoming FPS event centered around Orison. Now, when this will actually take place is tough to determine, as rumor has it that it may be after the free flight to help reduce stress on the servers. But what we do know in regard to the event is that it will be multi-tiered through an area just off of Orison as players take on the Ninetales in an FPS battle going from area to area, taking down the gang members until finally reaching the boss at the end. Some screenshots have leaked out, though not a lot of other information has, and no word on whether this will be a repeating dynamic event, though I really hope it is alongside Xenothreat Jumptown and Ninetales Lockdown, as including a straight-up FPS dynamic event would be a welcome addition. No word either on whether we may see some type of reputation or completion award for it, but even if there is not, it is always a blast playing through the events that CIG develops. I'm extremely excited for this year's Invictus celebration and really can't wait for it to get here. As we find out more information though, we'll make sure to update everyone as quickly as possible. Monday, as always, we saw the same this week in Star Citizen that we see every week, but Tuesday we did see the weekly lore post, and this week it was the Lore Makers community questions. These were questions taken from Spectrum in regard to the lore and items players had further questions on. This touches base on many items, including sources of water on ArcCorp to help form clouds, alien species that refuse to have anything to do with humans, gaining citizenship within the UEE, and the perspective of including horror elements into the gameplay, as such lore does exist out there for us to read, and many more questions that the narrative team takes a look at and answers. Definitely nice to see them take the time to answer and spotlight these questions that players have and address them directly. I recommend you check it out as they really have some interesting answers. Wednesday, we did not see a roadmap roundup as it is an off week, but we did see the PU monthly report come out for April. This, of course, is a detailed view at the work that has been done over the last month. More of a recap of all the things that we've seen highlighted on different videos from Star Citizen Live as well as Inside Star Citizen. If you have not had a chance to keep up with these shows, this provides for an easy but lengthy read into the last month's work and development. We also received the Squadron 42 monthly report via email, and this has definitely gotten some salt flowing. Now, one thing to keep in mind, this report is extremely long as well as it is alphabetically listed by team. So what has a number of people in an uproar? Well, it happens to be bedsheet deformation. Now, I'm not really one to get upset about this because I really do see it from the view that anytime this was implemented before or after the launch of the game, CIG would never escape the criticism. Many have voiced opinions this needs to wait until after the release, which I believe even if CIG had waited till after release, they would have received just as harsh of a backlash over it as they are now. People wanting new add-ons to the launch game or bug fixes or some new ship. Just the same as people want now that we're still in development. So once again, it's a catch-22 for CIG. Overall, I view it as it's gonna get worked on at some point. Not being aware of other work that's going on, this team is really at the fate of being the first one listed alphabetically and the first item read, which unfortunately for many set the tone for the entire report. This I feel is really unfair to them. The report itself is filled with additional great items like Gen 12 updates, gameplay, story updates, level design, and more. Why this and why now, we don't know. It very may well be just the most opportune time as they wait for other teams to finish items that they need to move forward with. We just don't know, but the fact is, it's something that was going to be done eventually, and in comparison to everything else in the report, it's actually a really minor item. But these reports are to create transparency with what is being worked on and the progress as Squadron 42 is being developed. And to chastise them for being upfront on what is being worked on, I think is wrong. It is their game to develop, and they work on items when it is needed and convenient based on their schedule. The link to the full report should be on the RSI site this Wednesday, I believe, so keep an eye out for that when it hits. I do recommend checking it out as there are a lot of great items listed on there if you just look past that very first listed item. We also got to go into the subscriber update, of course, and this month the subscriber ship is the Argo Raft. It's a great little hauler that's perfect for the prospector owners out there, and all subscribers should have this in their terminals at this point. And of course, last month's ship of the month was the Origin 400i, and it is up for sale for subscribers with the extended 12-month insurance for $250 US. All subscribers should have their flare now with the TAC View field lights hitting the inventories for use. With 3 different models to choose from, subscribers will receive 1 or 2 of the items available based on their subscription level, and all 3 are available in the subscriber store for pledge, of course. Thursday, we saw Inside Star Citizen Tool Time, a focus on those who develop the tools used by the developers to create our favorite space sim. It really goes through and we meet those responsible for creating the tools, and also a look at the latest one, Mighty Bridge. It's a new tool developed for the devs to create many different things within the game. It is very interesting to see how these tools operate, and it's a completely different side of development that I've never seen before. It shows how this team is really an integral part of the building of the verse, as well as what they provide really enhances and speeds up the creation immensely and efficiently. After that, we saw the Cloud Test Launcher. This technology allows them to test the game through emulated clients. This does allow them to set up test scenarios using these emulated clients. They can set them up to fly to specific areas or perform specific tasks. It also allows them to focus on new features by actual devs and frees up resources for more serious concerns. After that, we did receive the Star Citizen Live with an engine and graphics Q&A. This included Jonas Schneider, Sylvan, and Ali Brown. Gen 12 was the first thing they got into, as this has a huge amount of interest. The question was relating to Gen 12 and how to get more optimization into the game. Sylvan explained briefly what Gen 12 and Vulkan is and the difference, stating that the benefit to Vulkan is the ability to scale much better and increase performance. He did mention the inclusion of Gen 12's use into the scene rendering as well as the post-processing that was implemented with 3.17. They also discussed the telemetry page as well as if cards like the 970 and the 1080 will see improved performance with the changes with Gen 12. Though many of us have seen an increase in FPS, a question was asked as to why some are seeing dramatic drops in FPS. For this, they stated that limited items are rendering in with Gen 12 and limitations are still there with the main thread. And this is still very slow, but if your machine is limited by the render thread, you may not see these improvements. But once it goes full Gen 12 and not a mix between Gen 12 and Legacy, the improvement will be widespread. And this was something that they actually did report when talking about Gen 12 could happen with the mix between Gen 12 and Legacy in creating a slower performance. Linux was another item that was brought up again, and as stated previously, it is a priority to get that support one day. It can already be ran with Proton, but issues are not strongly supported by CIG. DLSS and FRS were also discussed and made clear this will be after Gen 12 and Vulkan are fully implemented and could be a couple years down the road. Along with that, HDR support was also brought up and mentioned to be on hold currently, but is on their list, and they do have a number of items completed for this as of now. The rest of the show had questions on the new window shaders, graphics, and the ability to show off the interiors when looking in from the outside. Also touched upon were large ship battles and how it will be handled for rendering, lighting on and within ships casting shadows. A large portion really seemed identical to that of the VFX graphics Q&A, which is easily explained as we saw many of the same or similar questions. Overall, good show though. Recommend everybody check it out if you're into the graphics side of things. And just as before, Ali Brown is still blaming Todd Pappy for the never-ending night vision questions. And of course, Saturday, Amrock's Fang ran their first trek across Stanton race, and we had an amazing time. 5 teams actually fought it out to solve clues across several points throughout Stanton. After 5+ hours, Team Cat Rash, consisting of Gravity Cat and Rashuk, ended up edging out the win thanks due to completing the bonus clue, and they secured themselves both a Drake Cutlass Black. Other winners were Summer Yeti and Danger Leprechaun, winning 2nd place and each receiving an Origin 100i, and Lawn Dart and Kanoki 2 winning each an Aurora ES. The VOD is over on Twitch and you can go ahead and check that out, or I'll have a recap video out later this week here on YouTube. Thanks to all those that participated and made this event a blast and lots of fun. I hope you've all enjoyed the weekly news review, and if so, hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget to get your entries in for this month's giveaway of a Misk Expanse with Stardust Paint and LTI. Just subscribe here and comment on any video to be automatically entered. You can also get a second entry by heading over to Twitch and following there as well. The winner will be drawn on June 1st. You can also catch the stream over on Twitch every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. If you'd like to also help support the channel, please check out the merch store as well as the Patreon page. All of that goes right back into the giveaways so that we can give back to the community. You can even click the join button above and get a membership for as little as 99 cents per month. But I really want to thank everybody for all their support and for watching, and please be safe out there, and we will catch you next time.